Okay, good morning students. Welcome to our class again. So now, before we start our discussion, I prepare a simple activity for you to answer right now. Okay, so all you have to do is in the word search puzzle below, there are different words that associated with our lesson. So they are written horizontally, vertically, and diagonally. Find it and write it on your notes. So these are the following scrambled letters. So all you have to do is find a words that associated with our topic. So they are written vertically, horizontally. So find it in 5 minutes. Okay? So the time starts now. Okay, 3 minutes left. 1 minute. Okay, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so what words you have searched? Okay, so there are Peking opera. Okay, very good. Another one. Wayang kulit. Wow, very good. Next. Kabuki. Another one. Okay, that's great. So, what can you see about the words you found? Okay, so about Asian music. What else? Theatrical form. Okay, very good. Okay, now, does this theater form entertains you? What makes it so? Okay, it is a word entertainment. When you watch this theater, okay, very good. Okay, another one. Okay, thank you. So another questions. What characteristics can you say about this theatrical form? Describe in one word. Okay, very good. So now, our topic for today is all about traditional Asian theater music. But before we proceed in our main discussion, so let me present to you our objective for today for us to be guided. Okay. So our objective for today is, okay, first is list down the art form in traditional Asian music. Letter B, okay, anyone can read? Okay, thank you. So cite examples of musical instrument that accompany kabuki, wayang kulit, Peking opera. Okay? And the last one is perform a short scene in the traditional theater. Okay, so these are the following objectives at the end of our lesson. Okay, so now let's discuss about traditional Asian music. Okay. So there are three, so I choose three theatrical forms. So the Japanese or the kabuki theater, Peking opera, and wayang kulit. So kabuki is the one traditions that is very popular until today, and the tradition formed in theater which began at the end of the 16th century. So this kabuki is originated in Japan. So kabuki became the most successful theater entertainment in the red light district of the great cities. It is considered the most important Japanese contribution to world theater. So it is very known since this kabuki is very popular in a particular country. So now let's proceed to the pattern and techniques including in the kabuki theater. So first is Sakura. It is one of the most popular traditional song of Japan, which is Cherry Blossoms. It is a traditional song that produces distinct characteristics using the Asian style on making melodies, also known as the pentatonic scale. Okay. Next is Ipon Chushi. So the continuous pattern used in speeches building up to an explosive climax in the aragato or oversized or those supernatural or rough heroes. So rough heroes in their theater art. So there are different characters in their theater form. Next is Nori. So it is adapted from the chanting of Joruri, a traditional Japanese narrative music in which Atayo sings to the one accompaniment of shamisen. So this shamisen is the instrument used in kabuki theater. So the third one is Yakuharai rather. So the subtitle of delivery of poetical text written in the Japanese metrical form of alternating 7 and 5 syllables. Okay. So now let's proceed to the vocal instrument and its features. So dances and movement are accompanied by shamisen. So shamisen, these are the example of shamisen collected that popularized the number of aspects from the previous form of Japanese music. So Japanese shamisen music, there are no chant derived from the shomyu, that sophisticated and rich tradition of Buddhist chanting. Next is Magwata. It is a long song most popular which reached a golden age in the first half of the 19th century. Okay, next. So now let's proceed to the musical instrument of Japanese theater. So later on, we will discuss it one by one. So now, let's proceed to the Chinese theater. So Chinese theater, one of the example of their theater arts is the Peking opera. As a stylized Chinese from opera dating from the late 18th century in which speech, singing, mime, and acrobatics are performed to an instrumental accompaniment. So there are two main styles of music. So first is his P or lower, and the second one is Wang, which means higher. So they utilize the techniques called fan pan. But remember all the words or those, because later on we can use these words in our activity. Okay, so Peking Opera Orchestra is traditionally the musicians are imbuing through the performance and are dressed in the same style as the stage assistants. So as you observe, if you look the Chinese movie, so Peking Opera is their one way of their entertainment. Okay, so Peking Opera actors. So the actors delivery of lines is rigidly controlled by convention. Each role has its prescribed vocal timbre and pitch, and syllables are often drawn out of regards to the conventional usage in order to maintain the appropriate rhythm. So these are the instruments in Peking Opera performance. So there are aerophone. So the first one is teats. It is a cross flute. And next is xiao, which is recorded flutes. And the last one is suna. The trumpet announces prosperous occasions. So these are the teats, and this is xiao, and the last is sona. So another is cordophone or bow. So first one is hochin, which is two-string instruments. So these are its pictures. And the second one is puchin, is the two-string instrument. So these are the example picture. Next is the plucked or cordophone. So first is Yuichin, a four-string instrument. So this is Yuichin. And next is Xianxin, or the three-string instrument. And the last one is Pipa, or the similar to lute with four strings. Okay, so let's proceed. Next is Idiophone. There are Talu, Nabu, and Tampiku. Now, let's proceed to the Japanese, which means rather Indonesian theater. And this is shadow puppetry, shadow puppetry is a theater. It is well known as Indonesian theater, popular not only in their own country but spread in different countries around the world. So since it is popular, so it is distributed, so it is copied by another country, and this is called as wayang kulit. So wayang kulit is as a puppetry that is originated in the Central Java. It is one of the oldest continuous tradition of storytelling in the world, which includes the use of puppet materials. So during their presentation, the wayang kulit is they portray the history or something like a scene that uses a character, which is the puppet. So wayang is an Indonesian and Malay words of theater. So wayang means theater and kulit means skin and refers to the leather construction of the puppets that are carefully cut into a very fine tools. So wayang is theater and kulit is the skins that refer to the puppet being used. Okay. So the performance of wayang kulit. So the audience most important person in the wayang kulit performance. So when we portray wayang kulit, so there are a plain white skirt, and at the back there are lights that would have a shadow, that would reflect shadow in front of the audience. So this is their scene, which the puppet can be shown as shadow. So this is also called as a shadow theater. So there are another terms of their theater in wayang kulit. So first is the dalang. The dalang is the puppeteer. He is characterized by his being creative, humorous, and flexible. So the dalang is the one who controlled the puppet. So now, this was dito Javanese gamelan. So gamelan is a gamelan in symbol is comprised as mainly by bronze percussion instrument augmented by the percussion instruments, strings, and flute. So as you observe, there are different instruments being used in Indonesian theater. So these are the example of their instrument, the sarun. Okay, so please remember this word sarun because later on in our activity, there are musical instruments that I will going to show you. So sarun is a xylophone of heavy bronze bars. So remember its pictures and its definitions. Now, let's proceed. There another one is gender. Bronze xylophone with resonance and chambers beneath. So it is, as you observe, it's quite similar in the first picture, but their difference is their xylophones with resonance chambers beneath. Okay, next is bunang. Bunang is a set of bronze balls. Now let's proceed. There are gongs. Gongs and kempon, hanging gongs. So these are the example of gongs being used as their instrument. Next instrument is rebab. Two-string fiddle. So two string, first string and the second one. So now it is just like violin. Next is gambang, a wooden xylophone. Next is suling, it is flute. And next is kindang, horizontal drum beat with a finger on both ends. So this kindang, it has been played by bare hands. Next is chigilempong, a zither of 13 double strings. So if we count it one by one, their strings is in the amount of 13. Okay, so that will be the end of our discussion. But now, I will be going to show you a video clip. Okay. Okay. So, based on the video clip, you need to list down your observation regarding on the instrument and elements of music listed in the following table. So all you have to do is there are tempo, melody, timbre, and texture. So what are you going to do is list down the instrument being used to produce as their tempo, their melody, their timbre, and textures in the different traditional Asian theater music. Okay, so you will be going it in 5 minutes. Okay, 3 minutes left, 2 minutes, 1 minute. Okay, in 10, 9, 8, 7, okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time is up. Okay, so pass it in front. Okay, very good. So, now, okay, since you are done with your written activity, so I will be group you into 4. So row 1 and row 2 will be group 1. 3 and 4 will be group 2. 5, 6, group 3, and 7 and 8 will be group 4. So group leader will select one reporter in each group. Okay, so all you have to do is list down this, answer these questions, and present it in front. Okay, so first question, what have you observed with the music? Second, what specific idea communicated through music in a particular Asian theater? Next is, how does this musical theater imply to them? So you note it. And last is, list down the traditional art form in Asian and discuss it. So group leaders begin and prepare the reporters to report your okay, so now the time starts now. Begin your activity. Okay, so group 1, report. Okay, thank you. Group 2, next. Okay, very good. Group 3. Okay, group 4. Okay, very good. So now, same groups, okay, they mean in your groups. So same groups, I want you to portray theater. So since you already know those theater, their art form, their instrument, and their kinds of theater, so all you have to do is to portray their theatrical form. So for example, wayang kulit. So you need to cut down those recycled papers that and presented in our class. Okay. So now this will be the criteria for you to be guided in your activity. So first is the content on how you deliver or what is your scene that characterized in a particular theater. And next one is the uniqueness and creativity on how you perform those theatrical form. And next is the organization and audience impact. And that will be total of 45 points. Okay, so groups. Group 1, 2, 3. Group 1 will be Wayang Kulit. Group 2 will be Kabuki. And Group 3 will be the Group 3 will be the Peking Opera. Okay, so all groups will start now. Okay, in 5 minutes left. 2 minutes. Okay, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Group 1, present your work. Okay, very good. You did a great job. Okay, Group 2. Wow, that's amazing performance. Group 3. Wow, that's beyond my expectation. Very good. Now, so before we end our class discussion, do you have any questions, clarification about our topic? Okay, very good. Because you already know or you already what is the theatrical form in Asian music. So now before we end our lesson, so I have prepared this activity. So it is assessment activity. So since you don't have any questions, so I presume that you already understand and you already take note those important words including their instrument. So now, in your activity, so during our discussion, so we discussed this instrument in a particular theater form. So now, all you have to do is kindly write if this instrument is used in Peking Opera or Kabuki or in Wayang Kulit. So if you think that this instrument used in Wayang Kulit, then write Wayang Kulit. If this instrument is used in Peking Opera, then write Peking Opera. Okay? Am I clear? Okay, very good. So now, okay, you will be given 5 minutes for this assessment activity. Okay, in 3 minutes. 2 minutes left. Okay, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, very good. So now, do you have any questions? Clarification? Okay, none so far. Okay, very good. So, now, may I request everyone to please stand up, and Mr. Ann, can you please lead the closing prayer? Okay, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Okay, that will be the end of our class discussion. So, let's proceed the next topic, next meeting. Okay? So now, class dismissed. Bye.